Hello guys and welcome to NGB's Game of the Year videos. We're doing a few of these this year.
Yeah.
And I mean 2016 has been a bit crap.
It's not been ideal. People have died. I hurt my knee.
You hurt your knee.
Yeah.
We've got Trump in the White House.
Yeah.
Brexit.
I hurt my knee.
That was the thing. You hurt your knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not been a good year.
No.
I mean you hurt
It's
your
awful.
knee.
Should we just start this off?
Yeah. No, actually, we've got some stuff to talk about. Video games.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, video games have been pretty good.
Okay.
So, there's a bunch of games that came out this year, and it's actually been a really good year. There's been some phenomenal games that have come out this year.
Yeah.
So we're going to run down a bunch of categories, and the first one is the best soundtrack. So, here we go. So, we are going to start with the best soundtrack.
Right.
So,
Is it not Doom?
it's right.
Well, I'm out.
Let's have this conversation because right. So I'm fully with Jonny that Doom, I personally believe, is the best soundtrack of the year. Now, the other nominations that we had were Titanfall 2, The Last Guardian, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Final Fantasy 15.
I have heard none of those games.
Mirror's Edge had Church on it, didn't it? Is that the one?
Think so.
Yeah, I think it had a Church song on it.
Yeah.
Did it?
So
Yeah.
I mean,
that's okay. That gets a vote in my book.
I mean, it's not Doom, but yeah.
I mean, so the Mirror's Edge soundtrack, it kind of adds to the aesthetic of the game. It's like, very airy, very sort of spacey, and not spacey as in Kevin or the stars, but like kind of.
No, Kevin Spacey was Call of Duty, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. But like so it's a very, it's kind of a high tempo yet laid back soundtrack for the Mirror's Edge.
Chill out soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack. The one that I was sort of toying with, which I didn't vote for in the end because Doom, was also Abzu.
Abzu. Lots of like sort of like if you're having a massage and like the soundtrack they play in the background, it's like forest noises and stuff. It's like that. It's all very soothing.
Yeah, and there's we'll come on to it.
Panpipes.
I mean, it's more than panpipes.
Okay.
We'll come on to it, and when we talk about it in general. But
Like those chaps that stand in the high street.
Yeah, like them. Yeah. Panpipes.
Yeah. So anyway, like Abzu's soundtrack is amazing, and Austin Wintory's done a fantastic job. Unfortunately, that hasn't won either. So the winner of this is the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack.
Beautiful boys.
Indeed,
Lovely
I'm not
boys.
too sure who the best boy is, but basically what happened was we've taken votes from everybody about which games people thought they had the best thing, and Final Fantasy 15 got the most votes for this one.
This is the problem with democracy, isn't it? Democracy gave us Brexit and Trump, and now it gave us this.
What? Doom not winning.
Doom
best
not
soundtrack.
winning.
Do you think that's like the
Doom is Hillary Clinton.
Is Doom not winning best soundtrack in your opinion the cherry on the shit cake of 2016?
That and my bad knee as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I want to talk about the Doom soundtrack because the Doom soundtrack is
Very metal.
how can I put this politely?
The tits.
It's it's metal as fuck.
It's also not dated metal. It's not like sort of very 80s sounding thrashy metal. It's actually it sounds like a very modern metal soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like
it's
industrial.
not shit basically.
Yeah, it's
because it could have been shit.
It could have been. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
I mean,
it's not.
we'll come on to
Kind
that.
of, for me, I mean, I have listened to some of it. It kind of, for me, harkens a little bit back to the Quake 2 soundtrack. That sort of real, sort of harsh, edgy, sort of first-person shooter metal.
Yeah,
for want
it's
of a better.
the thing is like the point of a game soundtrack is to enhance what's in front of you, like what's playing out, and the way that Doom does it is so good. Like it sets the tone perfectly because the first level, you essentially come out and you come out your sarcophagus, you go up this lift, and as the lift doors open, you've got this big chunky metal riff playing, and then it stops for a brief second, and then just as it stops, he cocks his shotgun in time to the music. It's like that's what you need. That is perfect.
That's the moment of the game where I thought this could be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's after the first like sort of little short bit of gameplay.
Yeah,
when you get in the lift and he put a puncher screen out of the way.
Yeah.
And the metal starts playing. That is like, oh, this is going to be fine.
Because Doom Guy, I mean, again, this is criminal of me. I've not played Doom yet.
Mate.
But Doom Guy does not give a shit from what I've seen.
No.
of Doom.
No.
And I'm guessing the soundtrack reflects that lack of shit giving.
Yeah, and I mean, as I say, the soundtrack, it absolutely enhances everything.
There are no panpipes on that soundtrack. None. Not even one, mate. Not even a panpipe.
Not even just a very, very, very quick refrain on a pan.
No.
No panpipes.
Not even a recorder.
No. So
That would have been a very different
as I say,
soundtrack.
other games that have had the soundtrack come in. Gary actually voted for the Firewatch soundtrack as well. Firewatch has got, Gary said quite simply, one of the greatest soundtracks ever produced. The tones it used fit perfectly with Firewatch's story arc and its ability at tugging on the heartstrings thanks to the soft and subtle tones. Composed by the game's writer and designer, Firewatch's score is, in Gary's opinion, up there with Austin Wintory's score from Journey.
Gary knows what he's talking about as well, so I'll take his word for that.
Yeah, it is a good soundtrack.
It's a very stylish game, isn't it, Firewatch?
It is, yeah.
Very interesting
Very
looking
artistic.
as well. Yeah.
The one from Deb voted for the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. She said that there's one thing better than the story, it's most definitely the soundtrack. The Final Fantasy series hosts some of the most beautiful orchestral compilations in gaming, filled with so many raw emotions that the hairs stand up on her neck and goosebumps sweep over her. The tracks range from gentle to full energetic guitars. There's certainly a great variety to be heard, and even contains soundtracks from previous Final Fantasies. And obviously, it's also got Florence and the Machine involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's quite impressive.
Did he do another game as well, Florence and the Machine?
I think it's just been Final Fantasy.
Okay. Might be thinking of someone else. That's
Possibly.
fine. Yeah.
Adam Neves also voted for the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack as well. I think from what I've heard of it, it is very nice. It's quite varied. It's quite different. So
Yeah.
it sounds like it's a relatively worthy winner.
I
say.
would agree. From what I've heard,
Yeah.
it seems pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not Doom, but I can go for it being in top 5.
Yeah, I would. I would personally cast my vote for Doom, but it's as I did. But
mind you, none of us here have played Final Fantasy yet, though, have we?
I have yet to play it myself.
Yes.
By all means, it could be.
That's probably why none of us have tested our opinions on that so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. So,
but Doom should have won.
Doom was robbed.
There isn't enough metal in games these days.
No,
unless
not
you're
enough
playing
good
rock band.
Not enough good metal.
Yeah.
So that's the best soundtrack. Final Fantasy 15 has taken that one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. I think Doom should have won that, to be honest.
I agree with you.
Yeah. But anyway, Final Fantasy 15 has won our best soundtrack. Okay, moving on. We are moving into the most disappointing from 2016. So that could be a game, it could be anything going on, really.
Yeah.
We were going to title this either the No Man's Sky Award or the Johnny Sex Life Award.
My Sex Life had more multiplayer, to be fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really what I've heard. I heard it was a bit like No Man's Sky. Anyway.
Lots of solo wandering around.
Yes.
Bright colours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway,
creatures.
Johnny's about to tell me all about that while we tell you about the most disappointing game of the year. Next up, we have the biggest disappointment of 2016. Now,
shit's about to get controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, when I sent the email out for it to get everyone's votes in, I kind of thought, you know what, let's just call this the No Man's Sky Award.
Yeah.
Because I like No Man's Sky for what it was.
Yeah.
But it was not.
What it was not good.
It was shit.
What you're saying?
What it was not what was promised, and that's kind of what, you know.
But I would go further and say that I think No Man's Sky introduced a bigger disappointment in this year. I felt very disappointed with the video game community.
You're not angry. You're just
not
disappointed.
I'm very disappointed. I'm not angry because I'm disappointed with the people that were angry.
Yeah.
What specific anger are you talking about,
Just
Andy?
the general
everything,
behaviour around the release of that game. I mean, it's all right to be disappointed about something.
Do you mean pre-release when they were like getting death threats and things?
Yeah. I was disappointed.
That was quite bad.
I was disappointed with X-Men Apocalypse this year, but I wasn't going out and giving Bryan Singer death threats for not delivering a film that was anything remotely like the Apocalypse I knew from the comics. I just watched it, thought, nah, and walked away. But yeah, there seems to have been this almost cult come up around No Man's Sky.
I think you've got one of the letters wrong in that.
Well, yeah. There's too many. Yeah, there's replace the L with something else. But it's bizarre. The behaviour around it is bizarre and surreal. And even I mean, I don't tend to go on too many message boards on video gaming websites, but I've seen people that I normally thought were level-headed just doing this whole aim and these videos that kind of tear down every single thing that Sean Murray said and tried to analyse it for lies. He's a liar. This man's lying. It's like he's the Antichrist or something like that. It's just, it's this very, very bizarre. I mean, it's like, if you don't like it, it's fine. Move along. There's other games out there. Go and enjoy them.
The thing is, I think the outrage for that followed No Man's Sky's release was... It was definitely not helped with some of this. Well, a lot of the stuff that was said, before it released. But the problem is that a lot of people within, within these communities, they took everything as complete gospel and were expecting something that I don't think was able to be delivered. I know, they're sort of, they're patching things in now, and it seems to be
taking shape a bit better.
Yeah, but I just wonder whether they should have probably delayed it again, because that was the thing. When it got delayed, there were death threats for that. It's like, did the gaming community just needs to chill the fuck out for a bit?
Absolutely.
So anyway, the most disappointing game of 2016, it has gone to No Man's Sky.
More like goodbye games, am I right?
How long have you been waiting to make that?
I've had it in my head for about a minute.
The look on your face whilst you're like saying, I've been thinking of this for ages. It's funny.
Fucking hell. So yeah, like the No Man's Sky did take it, but we'll go through some of the other
See, I never
contenders.
played it, but I just think what people are saying is just get alive.
I think we shouldn't rule out, like, it's all right to be disappointed in a video game.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to like everything.
That's why we've got this category.
Don't threaten to kill someone. Jesus Christ.
No, that is ridiculous. But it's all right to voice your opinion and say, like, this game was bad.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Especially if you pay money for something as well. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're entitled to do that.
Yeah.
But like, don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so other
lose sleep
games,
over it.
other games that we that we had that got nominated for this. Jonny, you said Homefront: The Revolution.
Homefront: The Revolution.
Yes.
'Cause it could have been really good, Ben.
Yeah.
It's not really good, Ben.
It's not.
It's very bad.
Yeah. I
think,
mean,
much like No Man's Sky, I think they've done a lot of work to it since it came out and patched it and things. But too little, too late.
okay. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. And from what I've seen, I haven't played it myself, but like from what I've seen of it, it's not that good.
Yeah, there's plenty of suggestions going around of it just going wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. Really not.
So, Charles actually suggested Gears of War 4, which is a bit controversial. He gave it a good score, but he's not really gone back to it since. He said, I think the similarities to the predecessors has also been its downfall.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes Gears great is there, but the lack of ingenuity holds it back. Let's hope a serious wow factor has been prepped for Gears 5. And he also suggested The Division, because it was one of his most anticipated games, but when it came out, it didn't grab him, which... I think again, it's fair. We've all got reasons to be disappointed with games. So look, most disappointing. We also had a vote for Far Cry Primal, Matthew.
Yeah, I just didn't find it. I'd had a little bit of a play of it, borrowed it, and then I was like, this just bored me to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of talk that came out about it.
Is it
different because?
Is it because there's no guns?
Well, that bit didn't sort of bother
no
me.
vehicles.
But it was boring.
You could ride a saber-toothed
me
tiger.
to hell. Well,
Fair
I don't
enough.
care.
I mean, I started playing Far Cry Primal, but I didn't get anywhere near finished it.
No.
Oh no, neither did I. Because I got bored playing it.
Bloody hell.
So it just carried on to me thinking this is just the same over and over.
Yeah.
So I got fed up with it.
That's fair enough. One of the other things was Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter. I believe it was Robin that suggested that one. He said
wasn't remotely on my radar. That one.
Or they brought a game out?
It says, I'm an avid fan of the Sherlock Holmes series, but was thoroughly disappointed with the latest effort. It felt like a step backwards in terms of aesthetics, puzzle design, and gameplay mechanics, leaning far too heavily on poorly implemented action and stealth sequences, when really you just want a new case to explore. And Gary commented with Mafia 3. He was
seen a lot of that.
He was really excited for Mafia 3, and I think I was as well, to be honest. We played it. We didn't play it, actually. No, we saw it at E3. We saw it at Gamescom.
It was glitchy as hell, though.
And it came out, and it the story was there, but the thing that I think was disappointing for Gary was that it was just way too repetitive. And similar with Far Cry, like the tasks were essentially the same. Like, go to this area, shake down this boss, and then you will get their money. And it was just rinse and repeat for everything.
Yeah, it was eat shit repeat sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And like the narrative in it is really good, and obviously, you know, the depictions of racism and everything else were very accurate, to the point they actually put a disclaimer at the start of the game that said, by the way, this game's really fucking racist, but we're not. Lol.
Lol. Yeah. There's a difference between depicting racism and being racist.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think there was no doubt that this was going to go anywhere else. I think No Man's Sky has taken it, and has taken it for good reason. For, you know, I'll say the reasons of the community essentially being dickheads, and we've also had, you know, the game not being great.
Yeah, it was quite boring to play.
Yeah,
which is not ideal. But you're a very old person.
That's quite relaxing.
I think we find
quite a nice, relaxing game.
Like, I will sort of say that I have enjoyed my time with No Man's Sky, but I had to adjust what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to be this kind of. The best way I've seen it described by somebody else, like a brain screensaver.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of put it on just to chill out and move away from stuff. So.
See, I kind of went into it with no preconceptions and came out feeling quite happy.
Yeah.
I was happy. It made me happy. It didn't make me angry as a game.
Yeah, and
So,
it was a chilled out experience, and, you know. But anyway,
No Man's Sky.
That is the biggest disappointment of the year, which goes to No Man's Sky. So, No Man's Sky wins our most disappointing game of the year.
There are no winners in this category.
No. I mean, it's the most disappointing game. So anyway, that's the most disappointing game. Now we're going to move on to the best exclusive.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, so this will be whether it came out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, or whatever.
Wii U.
Okay, moving on. We are going to talk about the best exclusive of the year.
Yeah.
Whether this was PS4, Xbox One, PC, or Wii U.
Shut up.
Paper Mario.
No.
That was about the only exclusive that came out on
Wii U
Wii
still
U.
exist? I thought it
Still
had been,
exists.
I mean, it's pretty much.
It is still around, but you can't. They don't make new ones anymore, do
No.
they?
There's a reason for that.
How very rude.
So
I was
anyway,
gonna say, have you got one, Matthew?
No, for good reason.
Disrespecting the dead.
so
I love Alan Rickman. No.
Because you're an Egypt.
anyway,
There you go.
of all of the people that voted for their best exclusive, there was one vote that wasn't for Uncharted 4. And that went to Gears.
Gears of 4.
Gears of 4.
Not Uncharted of 4.
No. So, I mean, we could sit and talk about Uncharted in general, but I'm sure we'll do that when we come to discuss the actual rest of the Game of the Year games. Uncharted 4 looks stunning, plays really well, has a great story, and wraps up the saga in the perfect way, I think.
Wraps up the saga of Nathan Drake.
Yes.
There is more Uncharted coming out, but it's not going to focus on Nathan Drake, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it wraps up Drake's story, which I think is what people wanted it to do in a good way, and it did do it in a good way, and it's genuinely fantastic. So, best exclusive of 2016 goes to Uncharted 4.
Boom.
And again, thoroughly deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Uncharted 4 for winning our best exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, next up, we've got the best VR. Now, VR's been a bit of a big thing to hit this year. Obviously, the Oculus was out, the Vive was out, the PSVR's come out.
Everybody wanted to escape reality.
Yeah, and it's an ideal time.
Yeah.
So we sort of got together and discussed about the best VR games.
Played all of VR.
So the last topic of day one, if you're watching the videos, is the best VR game. Now, this was a controversial one for me because I have my very strong opinion on what should have won this, but we'll run down what was nominated. So we have Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Nope.
We have.
Oh, that was great. That was so fun.
This is the thing. So we've got Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. We've got Elite Dangerous, the VR mode for that. We also have Tethered, and we have Job Simulator.
Tethered was pretty good.
Yeah, Tethered was good. We've got Job Simulator, we've got Headmaster, and we've got Res Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know which one you'd want to win.
my vote was for Res Infinite because Res Infinite is incredible. Like Res is great anyway, and the fact that they managed to put it into VR was just.
I think the thing about Res Infinite is it is a great game, but it doesn't entirely sell the potential on VR. It is a VR enhancement for a standard video game.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair one.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Res, I probably would have said Batman. Because Arkham VR is very good. It's very short, but it's very, very good.
Batman. I'm Batman.
Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. Matt, you said that was the best VR. Why did you say that?
Oh, so fun. They want it, to be honest.
No, I it was the. I think I gave it a 7.5, and I said this is probably the best game that I never want to play again.
Yes, it did scare me.
Yeah, but you're a big girl.
I am.
It
Yes.
was like Resident Evil Kitchen.
Yes.
When I got put in that, it was very scary, but it's just so much fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do, or what they did. Sorry, with Until Dawn. Like it was good. It kind of threw you in that.
I like the theory of how they did it, in a roller coaster style
Yeah.
way.
Bit House of the Dead, isn't it?
Instead of thinking, right, you obviously in VR, you're trying to walk around and do it. No,
Just stick you in a cockpit kind of thing.
And then it was a clever way, point and shoot, and it's like.
It's a good party game if you want someone to experience some VR. Stick them in that and
Not your
watch
kids
shit
though.
themselves.
Don't put your kids in.
No,
it,
don't put your kids in.
Why
that,
not?
So. Depends how old they are, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Man
up.
So yeah, I would,
you can cope with it.
I would probably say, in terms of experiences, it's definitely an interesting one to check out. The best VR in terms of the PC space, Nick got himself an Oculus Rift, so he has been playing Elite Dangerous Horizons VR.
Okay.
He said, so VR's had its first official year in the wild, and one of these being Elite Dangerous. It's the first game I've played in VR where it actually feels like you've returned from another place rather than lifting the headset off from a neat experience. Which, again, I think that's kind of cool, like when you come out of it. So he said, the immersion is testament to what VR is truly capable of becoming, and if anything proves that VR is not another gimmick, it's the knowledge that I'll never play this game again outside of VR. So that is the best experience for Nick, and I think sticking yourself in a cockpit and flying around. We obviously played
Eve
Valkyrie, which made us both
Vomit Simulator.
It's not an enjoyable experience.
No.
I mean, the thing about that game is it seems like it could be very good if you didn't feel sick when you were playing it.
Absolutely.
But I did. So
Did you not think to take some travel sickness tablets before you played it?
No,
Seems like a lot of effort to go to.
Maybe it might be an idea
because you're
next
playing
time.
a video game and
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to take travel sickness tablets
It
before
was
you play
just
your
a
video
thought
game.
at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean the other, the other one for me would have been the very recent release of Battlefront's VR mission that ties into Rogue One. You get in an X-wing, you fly it about a bit, and the job's a good one. And it is fantastic, but again, it's very short. It's only about 20 minutes long.
Okay.
But yeah, so Headmaster, Mr. Neves has said that Headmaster was one of his pleasant surprises of the year, and it's the best VR experience that he's had. He didn't expect to enjoy it at all, but he kind of found himself enjoying it quite a lot. I would probably agree with him. Headmaster's really good. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best VR game of the year, but it's definitely a very good game.
A very silly party game.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like football for if you don't like football.
Yeah.
Really.
I found it fun.
It is. It's great
was.
fun.
And it makes you do silly faces. When you
Yes,
try
it
to do
does. Yes, it does.
You've got to concentrate.
And so yeah, we've got Tethered. I think I've not really played a huge amount of Tethered, but it's again, it seems like it's it's good fun. It's kind of you're above a world and you've got these little people.
It feels
it's a bit like Settlers, or
it kind of felt to me like the kind of game Peter Molyneux would have
Yeah,
made in
it's-
his prime.
yeah,
when he
it's
was
kind of a god
making
game.
really good games.
Yeah, and it's a god game, but like you take over this kind of.
Yeah.
environment. You got these little dudes, and you tell them where to go, and not it's like fuck off. You tell them go over there, and they'll get you something.
But it's all tethered into specific points on the map. You can't just send them anywhere. You have specific areas that you can send them to, which I think helps for it being a VR game.
Yeah.
It's uncomplicated real-time strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a fair way to look at it. However, the winner of the category is Job Simulator.
The mighty Job Simulator.
Yes. So, Jonny,
Benjamin.
you said that Job Simulator was your favourite VR game.
I said it, and I stand by it, Benjamin.
Why?
Because it's really good. Thank you. Thank you.
I think it kind of covers everything that you want out of a VR experience.
Yep.
It does transport you into another place, allows you to muck about.
Yes.
Gives you hands that you can do stuff with. I mean, I took the PSVR home for my kids to have a go with. Mm-hmm. And the one game that came out on the top every single time that they just wanted to play again.
Valkyrie.
Job Simulator.
Okay.
Because they just loved it. Because for them, they could stand in a kitchen and muck about, knock stuff over, prat about with frying pans. And
don't they do that at home already, though?
God, no.
You can like break things. You can just be a dick.
Yeah.
It's enormous fun.
It's be a dick simulator.
Yeah.
Be a dick.
Yeah, I think that's what we sort of rechristened it, wasn't it, at one point?
First time I played it in the Rift, I did the garage, and I didn't do what I was being asked to do. I just strip mined a guy's car.
Yeah.
Just pulled the engine out. Don't need that.
Yeah.
These lights can come off, mate.
And away you go, and you can do that. And I think...
Remind me not to go to you for my...
I wouldn't.
In terms of like pure fun, I think Job Sim is definitely it's definitely up there. But
and it's probably the one with the least amount of like fantasy in it as well, because like there's no like otherworldly things in it. It's not like a shooter or a space cockpit thing or anything. It's just like you're in a supermarket.
Yeah,
which sounds really boring.
Well, it's that way that they've done it in that this is kind of the near future where robots have taken over, and this is what humans used to do for work.
I want there to be a prequel about the robots taking over, like a really bloody like Job Simulator, like.
Isn't that
T2?
Job Simulator
T2?
Zero.
That's Terminator 2.
Job
Simulator Judgment Day.
Vengeance or Judgment Day. Find out what happened with the robots.
Job Simulator Genesis. Oh God, that was this year as well, wasn't it? Was that? No, that was last year.
No, that wasn't. Anyway, so
that was the prequel to 2016's terribleness.
Indeed. So that's going to wrap it up for day one. If you're watching the videos, we're going to carry on with the podcast. So the best VR is Job Simulator.
Job Simulator.
Job
Don't argue with me.
Boom shakalaka.
Not sure where that came from.
No.
And boom goes the dynamite. Congratulations to Job Simulator for winning the best VR. I think that's fair.
I really like Job Simulator.
Yeah.
So I agree. I know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
You don't.
I do.
Anyway, that's going to do us for day one. If you join us tomorrow, we're going to have the best old game, which is like the games that we played, even though they didn't come out this year.
Is Andy judging that because he's old?
No.
Okay.
We've also got the best free game, which is the best one from like PS Plus Games with Gold.
Yeah.
We've got the most anticipated of 2017.
Okay.
And we've got the best surprise of 2016.
Oh my God.
So, boo. There you go. Cool. So we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.